What's up, my comic comrades? We've been talking about the Energon Universe for a few months now, but today we kick off our coverage of one of the best new comic series coming out of Skybound's new crossover universe, and that is the Transformers series, which is 3 issues in at the time of making this video, and we're gonna break them all down. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the newly created Energon Universe, it consists of Robert Kirkman's Void Rival series, Transformers, and G.I. Joe Duke, and Cobra Commander. And let me tell you, all these series are doing an amazing job building something new yet familiar with the characters many of us have loved from the 80s, even adding to the universe with brand new characters in Void Rivals. But today it's all about Transformers, so let's take a look at how this brand new era for the robots in disguise begins. Also, if you missed our epic holiday giveaway this past Thursday, you can still grab a free $10 credit to our comic shop just by using our invite link. Our Whatnot shop has a bunch of exclusive limited run variant comics and collectibles to use your credit on, including 2 new exclusive Aquaman 35 covers. Again, just use our invite link right here. Also, instructions for how to claim your free $10 credit is in the description below. Okay, issue 1 of Transformers starts off showing us flashbacks of a soldier tending to another wounded soldier on the battlefield, as we simultaneously see a wounded Optimus Prime headed to Earth in the Ark. We're then brought back to the present, where we see a boy named Spike go to his dad who's drunk at a bar during lunch, saying, "I've been looking all over for you, Dad," while someone else at the bar says, "I saw it with my own 2 eyes. A fighter jet came down from space, shaped like a box." Spike then asks his dad, "How long have you been here?" His dad replies, "Not long," but the bartender rats him out, saying, "Since noon, Spike." The dad then asks, "Where are you going? Isn't that Jimmy's?" referring to the telescope he has. Spike says, "Carly and I are going to go check on the full moon tonight. Remember? On top of Hangar's Rock." Doing this kind of thing reminds me of him, as we clearly see both are dealing with the loss of Jimmy, and the book implies that he died in a space mission. And because of this, the dad has resorted to drinking with the loss of a son. Anyway, the dad gets picked up by a family friend named Davey so they could both head back to work at the electrical plant, while Spike gets picked up by his friend Carly. They both arrive at Hangar's Rock by nightfall, and Carly asks Spike while they walk on top of a mountain, "Did you tell your dad about Berkeley yet?" He replies, "We didn't make it that far. I'll tell him soon. What about you? Are you looking at art schools?" She says her and her dad are pulling extra shifts to make the money part happen. They then start setting up the telescope, but all of a sudden the ground breaks underneath them and they land somewhere below. When they get up, they realize they're inside of some sort of thruster from a spaceship. Carly's like, "We gotta get out of here," but Spike starts exploring and he sees a bunch of dismembered, broken robots. We of course know these are the Transformers, and they're inside the Autobot spaceship, the Ark. All of a sudden we see Jetfire fly in saying, "My fallen friends, it is finally time. Had enough power to lift the ship from the mountain trap. I would bring you all home, but I only had just enough energon to trigger the earthquake and reveal yourselves to me." He then uploads the device to the ship saying, "Until the day we can gather enough energon to return, I have found you new forms, ones that the creatures of this earth will find familiar." He continues to say, "This computer, Teletron 1, can piece you all together till full strength." At this point, Spike and Carly head for cover as they watch these massive space robots. Once Starscream is put back together, Jetfire tells him, "My old friend, I have not seen you for centuries." He replies, "Jetfire, comrade, thank you for waking me. I'm glad you picked the right side," as he blasts Bumblebee right in the head, killing him. Jetfire then grabs Starscream saying, "What are you doing?" He replies, "Don't you see the markings I wear proudly on my wings? Wake up, old friend. We have been at war for the past 100 years. Stand aside and let me do what must be done." Jetfire, not knowing of this war, being gone for a long time, says no and tries to stop him, saying this is madness, but Starscream just retaliates, shooting him in the chest, wounding him badly. Starscream continues to say, "I'm surprised at you, Jetfire, showing weakness. What a waste." He then points to an Autobot symbol saying, "Trust me when I say this. This marking is a sign of true evil." But before Starscream can finish off Jetfire, we see that Optimus Prime has woken and been put back together, as he punches Starscream right across the face, and then proceeds to suplex him, which is absolutely awesome. Optimus then spots the 2 kids and asks, "What are you?" But before he can have a conversation with them, Starscream starts blasting Optimus, so Optimus shields the children. But at this point, we also see the Autobot Ratchet has woken up and been put back together, kicking Starscream, but right after that, the Decepticon Skywarp is woken and starts helping Starscream. And this continues because after him, the Decepticon Soundwave is also woken and put back together. At this point, Optimus and Ratchet realize that the Decepticons are being put back together first. So Optimus tells Ratchet, "My trailer, can you load our warriors in there?" Optimus then sees his ion blaster and runs to get it, but on the way is stopped as he sees Starscream has killed Bumblebee, who he briefly picks up and mourns the loss of his friend. But Starscream starts attacking Optimus yet again. In the end, with the help of Spike and Carly, Optimus is able to grab the ion blaster and shoot the Teletron so it stops waking up the Decepticons and putting them back together. Optimus and Ratchet then flee the Ark, taking Spike and Carly with them, saying the iconic line, "Ratchet, transform and roll out." But of course, the Decepticons chase them, but are forced to stop as they're running out of energon. Starscream says, "Sleep with one eye open, Optimus. I am coming for you." The Autobots then take refuge at an old quarry, where Optimus tries to save Jetfire with his Matrix, but Ratchet tells him the Matrix can heal, but it can't stop the inevitable. So Optimus has to say bye to yet another fallen fallen friend. Meanwhile, back at the Ark, Starscream tells Soundwave and Skywarp, "What do you mean you can't fix the Teletron?" Soundwave explains to him that it's damaged beyond our current capabilities of repair. We need more Energon and raw materials to bring it back to 100%. Soundwave then says, "You have the most Energon reserved, thus harvesting is up to you. It's what Meg," but Starscream just interrupts him saying, "Do not say his name. I am the leader of the Decepticons now." So Starscream goes out to get some Energon and arrives at the power plant that Spike's dad works at. At which point, both him and Davey are like, "Holy crap, let's get out of here." But Starscream says, "What's this now? Are you the creatures that live in this place?" As he picks up Davey and starts to squash him in his hands, saying, "So squishy," squeezing him till he literally pops like a water balloon. As we see blood spill out Squish on the last panel of the issue, with Starscream saying, "So pathetic." Yeah, that's one hell of a way to end the issue. But also, this is some great setup. First and foremost, they killed Bumblebee right out the gate. And that's because writer-artist of the series Daniel Warren Johnson said that he does not like Bumblebee, so he didn't want to write him and he didn't want to draw him. So he just killed him out the gate, which is hilarious. But also, now Starscream is the leader of the Decepticons, which is also really cool. But in any case, let's keep going. We got 2 more issues left. But time is running out for holiday shopping, so you gotta check out today's sponsor, Bellroy. This company has an amazing variety of dope gear to choose from, like their hide-and-seek wallet. It's slim all around with classic good looks and clever hidden storage for extra bills, coins, or business cards. It also features RFID protection, which is a huge plus because it offers a layer of protection from the growing number of crooks out there trying to skim and duplicate credit card information. Bellroy Santa also sent us their Tech Kit Compact, which makes carrying all of my accessories for this digital world a lot easier. This little pouch organizes tech accessories in a big way, keeping my workday smooth and sorted wherever I am. And that's just a couple examples. Bellroy also has stylish and highly functional wallets, bags, key holders, backpacks, crossbody bags, and so much more. Bellroy is an Australian-based brand from Bells Beach and Fitzroy, which began around a kitchen table in 2010, and has grown to become a leader in quality craftsmanship and unique products. Their gear is even made from 100% recycled materials. So if you're in the market to make an upgrade, I highly recommend Bellroy, and we're hooking the Variant fam up with a discount to receive 10% off anything at Bellroy.com, just by using the link in the description below. So snatch up your trendy swag and that sweet discount by using our link below. Alright, issue 2 starts off with Optimus taking in the beauty of this world, but as he's walking in the forest, he accidentally steps on a deer, killing it, saying, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." Spike then comes out saying, "It's okay. It was an accident. I saw the whole thing." Optimus says, "I had no idea. Your home is so fragile. Where I am from, everything is metal. The ground doesn't sway when I walk. I don't leave marks where my feet tread. I should have known better," as he cradles the dead deer. The two then sit down as Spike says, "So Optimus Prime, that's your name?" Optimus replies, "Correct," with Spike saying, "That sounds cool. How did you get a name like that?" Optimus explains, "The Prime name was passed down to me from the previous leader of our kind. It signifies my role within the Autobot hierarchy. As much as I wish it were so, I did not come up with the name myself." Optimus then goes on to tell Spike where him and all the Transformers are from, essentially saying, "I'm from a place called Cybertron. It is beautiful in its own harsh way. For millennia before my spark came into being, there was peace. I heard stories of all of it throughout my young years, but only knew a short time of prosperity there. Before the war. Our species was consumed by greed and power. Maybe it was always there hiding since the birth of Cybertron. But to me it seemed to rise its ugly head from nowhere, led by an extremist faction on our planet, the Decepticons. Starscream is one of the many we have been fighting for centuries among others." As we see a panel of Megatron, Optimus goes on to say, "For 2 centuries the Autobots have been fighting for the old ways of peace, but our casualties were astronomical. Our numbers had dwindled so badly that we had no choice but to abandon our home to our oppressors, to scour the galaxy and find a new way to retake our home. We left in the ship you found us on, the Ark. It was during our escape that the most powerful of the Decepticons came to extinguish the spark of my kind forever. During the fight, we lost control of our ship, as we learned Megatron was responsible for them crash landing on Earth." Optimus says, "The last thing I remember was seeing your planet right before entering atmosphere." Optimus then tells Spike, "Thank you for your help in the midst of battle. Without you, I'm not sure we would have been able to escape." At this point, Cliffjumper comes out as we learn Ratchet was able to wake him and put him back together, with Optimus saying, "I'm glad to see you up and about, my friend." We then get a few funny panels of Cliffjumper being scared of humans, thinking they're like creepy spiders or something. It's pretty great. After this, Optimus goes to talk to Ratchet, and Ratchet says, "Thankfully, when Jetfire gave us forms for this planet, he kept our Cybertronian technology intact. Your tactical trailer, along with the leftover metals in the quarry, have allowed me to start bringing our warriors back." Optimus asks, "How long until we're at full strength?" Ratchet says, "That's the bad news. I used the last last bit of stored Energon to fix Cliffjumper. There's not enough for anyone else, meaning they need to find some and quick, with Cliffjumper saying, well, hopefully the Decepticons are having the same problem as us. At this point, we're taken back to the power plant where Skywarp, Soundwave, and Starscream show up with a converter from the Ark to steal all the energy from the power plant. The military then notifies the Viper 2 jet of the situation as they're told to intercept. So they do and get into a dogfight with Starscream, one that ends with them being forced to eject because Starscream. But as one of the pilots named Frosting is parachuting down back to Earth, Starscream squashes him mid-air, clapping his hands together as if the pilot was a fly. I gotta say, Starscream loves squashing humans like insects in this series. It's great, but also kind of gross and terrifying. At this point, the secondary pilot activates a jetpack, shooting a flare in Starscream's face, disorienting him long enough to get away. As we see on his name tag, this is Duke of the G.I. Joe. Right after this, we see the Viper jet Duke ejected from is about to crash at the power plant where the Decepticons are, so Skywarp and Soundwave book it, at which point Optimus and the others see the explosion at the plant, with Spike saying, oh no, my dad works there. So Optimus and Spike head there while Carly heads back to their homes to make sure their parents are safe. Carly is followed in her van by Laserbeak, and when she gets home, she sees Spike's dad inside in his old army gear ready for battle. She then asks Spike's dad, where's my dad? And he responds, oh honey, your dad. They killed Davey. They killed your dad. As we realize, Davey was her dad. The guy Starscream killed at the end of issue 1. And this brings us to issue 3. The issue starts off with Carly asking, how did he die? What happened? Spike's dad says, I know this sounds crazy, but he was crushed by a giant robot. She then asks, what did it look like? Was it red and gray? Did it turn into a plane? He then asks Carly, what do you know? What did you see? She tells him, I saw him. I saw him wake up, with Spike's dad asking, where were you with Spike? Is my boy okay? But before she could answer, Laserbeak comes crashing in as he followed her there. And as he's just about to take Carly out, Cliffjumper arrives, having also followed Carly, grabbing Laserbeak and giving him a roundhouse kick to the face. But Spike's dad just gets a shotgun and points at Cliffjumper's head, saying, get away, shooting him point blank in the head, causing Cliffjumper to fall to the ground. Spike's dad then grabs Carly, gets into a cop car, and drives away in fear. Meanwhile, back at the Ark, Starscream is yelling at Soundwave for not having fixed Teletran 1 yet. But Soundwave tells him, we have the Energon we need, but the raw materials of this world are still lacking in order to bring Cybertronian technology to 100%. It is possible that other materials on this planet come close, but we haven't sought them out. Megatron would have, but Starscream backhands Soundwave before he could finish his sentence, saying, I told you, do not say his name. Right after the Soundwave gets a priority message from Laserbeak saying they found an Autobot. Starscream then says, Skywarp, I'm busy, deal with this. Elsewhere, we see Spike took Carly to a neighborhood bar where a bunch of the locals have geared up and strapped up, ready to fight some alien robots. Carly says, but Mr. Witwick, I mean Sparky, I don't think they're all bad. He just replies, Carly, listen to what you're saying. They killed your dad. She replies, but Spike and I ran into the ones that seem to want to fight for something good. Let's pause for a second because we find out that his last name is Witwick, which is a nice little Easter egg to the Transformers films, as Shia LaBeouf's last name was Witwicky. Long story short, Cliffjumper tracks him back down to the bar where Sparky shoots him yet again, but at this point, Skywarp shows up and literally starts kicking humans like soccer balls. Jumper, being one of the smaller Autobots, has no shot against Skywarp, and right as Skywarp is about to finish him, Optimus arrives, driving right into Skywarp's chest. This starts an awesome several-page battle between Optimus and Skywarp, with Optimus yet again using WWE moves on his opponents. I love that Daniel Warden Johnson, the writer and artist of the series, is a massive wrestling fan. We need Optimus to do the rock bottom or stone cold stunner. Anyway, after Optimus WWE slams Skywarp, he activates his Energon axe. But remember, the locals still don't trust any of the Transformers, so they use a rocket launcher on Optimus's arm. This allows Skywarp to start shooting at Optimus yet again. But Spike comes running to Optimus's defense, saying, hang on, all while Spike's dad says to the locals, pour it on both of them, as they start opening fire on Optimus and Skywarp. But Spike, running to Optimus, gets caught in the crossfire and is shot right in the stomach, with Spike's dad instantly saying, oh no, while Optimus says, Spike, no. This enrages Optimus to the point where he gets back up, rips off his injured right arm, and then uses it to beat Skywarp with it repeatedly until knocking him unconscious. It is one of the coolest things I've seen in a comic book in a while, certainly in a Transformers comic. Optimus, while looking at Spike on the ground who seems to be dead, reminisces of the deer he crushed on accident in the second issue, thinking again how fragile this Earth is. Optimus then picks up Spike with his dad running over saying, don't touch him, don't touch my son. But the injured Optimus just says, while holding his son and transforming back into a truck, come with me, I'm gonna save your boy. And with that, issue 3 comes to an end. All I gotta say is the first 3 issues of this new Transformers series has been phenomenal. Daniel Warren Johnson is off to a fabulous start. This is another great addition to the Energon Universe, and I can't wait to read Duke and Cobra. I've said it before, but I'll say it again, this reboot for Transformers and G.I. Joe is perfect for OG fans and new fans alike. It has enough of the old to give you that that nostalgia, but a bunch of new where you don't necessarily need to know anything from the past to enjoy the story. It's a great jumping on point. Point is, this is a comic you definitely need to read. But what do you guys think of the Transformers title so far? Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section. Other than that, we'll see you next time when we talk about all things comics.